Sunday to everybody. Hey, everybody, say happy birthday to Alex. He is eating breakfast and enjoying himself this morning as usual. It is his eighth birthday, his eighth born day, and yes, he's feeling fabulous as usual. I am mommy on duty. I've got my Pyrex bowls out because I'm going to perform a little kitchen mess. I'm going to make brownies. I'm going to make brownies with icing because Alex is not a big sweets guy and it's better if you break it down to him. So what I was going to do is make small brownies along with a star cake. You know, a nice brownie cake with some nice icing. And I actually have a really good array of sprinkles. So I'll let Alex pick out his sprinkles and decorate his own brownies. I've got some cream cheese frosting, no, buttercream frosting. Actually, what I can do, since I don't want it to be that sweet, I can actually add a bit of regular cream cheese inside of it and mix it up so it gives it a better texture, less sweet, just a tad less sweet, keep it together, right? So yeah, that's what I'm going to get into with Alex today, as well as some other things. You know, we take so much time for granted. Like, who'd have thought I could do this again for 8 years? I've already done this. The other one is like almost 20. But I actually was okay through another cycle of this, and this is great. I'm feeling blessed. I'm feeling blessed to be able to be the steward of this young man and get him as much resource and guidance and put as much into him as I possibly can before I pass him on to the next schedule of things, because as parents, we also need to know when we need to remove our hands from our children because it would be better. You understand? Good parenting knows when to stop. Don't let that go over your head. So today, I'm using my living room Bible. I have like 3 different Bibles. I have one that I got from San Diego when like all this stuff happened. I might have mentioned this before. It was like a divine intervention. And I'm glad I got away from that guy, because the more and more I run it back in my head, like, he definitely was trying to do fraud on me amongst other people. So it's like, yeah, definitely. So yeah, getting on to Job. So I remember the last time we talked about Job, we talked about Bildad and how Bildad was so sharp in his he was supposed to be offering comfort to his friend, which is Job, because he was one of 3. He was supposed to be offering like guidance and comfort to his friend. Instead, it came off a bit accusatory and a bit biting. So this was Job's response when he finally realized that his friend was basically there to not only spiritually bully him, but to basically trick him out of his spot by way of advice. Sometimes you don't know why the person came to give you advice. And a lot of times we'd like to believe that the people that were closest to us are able to, give you unbiased advice. But sometimes, even unintentionally, a person will give you advice that leaves you leads you away from the purpose that you had. Be mindful that sometimes a bad person give you good advice, and sometimes a good person give you bad advice. You just have to make sure. So yes, I have the Bible here. Which version of this is? This is the New International Version. Zondervan. That is who published, I guess. Yeah. But this is actually larger text, so I don't have to squint because I never can find my glasses. I don't remember the last place I put them. So it's always either in this kitchen, in my little office, or in my room. So I don't know. But this is what Job's response was in Job 26. Okay. How have you helped the powerless? How you have saved the arm that is feeble? What advice you have offered to one without wisdom? And what great insight you have displayed? Who has helped you utter these words? And whose spirit spoke from your mouth? Sometimes the words that are coming from a person's mouth aren't even theirs. They're regurgitated things, and you have to be mindful because you're getting third party advice. You're not getting it from the horse. And a lot of times that advice could be diluted. Small things could be changed. And I mean, a small detail can change the whole gravity pull of where we're going, right? The dead are in deep anguish, those beneath the waters and all that live in them. The realm of the dead is naked before God. Destruction lies uncovered. He spreads out the northern skies over empty space. He suspends the earth over nothing. He wraps up the waters in his clouds, yet the clouds do not burst under weight. He covers the face of the full moon, spreading his clouds over it. He marks out the horizon on the face of the waters for a boundary between light and darkness. The pillars of the heavens quake aghast at his rebuke. By his power he churned up the sea. By his wisdom he cut Rahab to pieces. By his breath the skies became fair. His hand pierced the gliding serpent. And these are but the outer fringe of his works. How faint the whisper we hear of him. Who then can understand the thunder of his power? See, this was Job taking back his power from Bildad. It was basically very poetic in which the way that it was explained. I love how it was, it was likened to the moon and the face of the waters, darkness and everything. So you see in this is the element of, oh boy, water, air, and earth. This is the element of water, air, and earth and all things that matter, right? Fire need not come because the fire had already came through Bildad. Bildad put fire in his words. So what he meant for comfort were not comforting. They were biting words. They were words to make a person uncomfortable. They were words that put in self-doubt. They were words that basically would lead him astray. So when when Job is who I'm speaking of, decided to take back his power, it moved the skies. It moved the emotion in the room because how dare you? How dare you push back on something that I said so confidently, even though I didn't know what I was talking about. I was just talking out the side of my neck to you. That's what Bildad was doing. He was talking out the side of his neck to Job, not knowing that Job already had his purpose and was set forth to go there. So when you got a friend and you know this friend ain't always in the best of moods. This person thinks highly of themselves and they look low on others. Sometimes you cannot be quick to take advice and to seek counsel with that person because this person is already in a sin of itself because they think they are above people. And this is what I'm saying. You can't think that you're above people. A lot of you guys are fake. The reason why you've been to jail and you made it out alive is because people see what you got caught for, but they don't know what you do. They don't know that you be touching on people. They don't know that you are unsexually disciplined. They don't know that you may or may not be passing around diseases. They don't know that you steal out your mama purse. They don't know that you touch your nieces. So when a person come at you with that real stuff, notice sometimes a person has to throw around the realness because they know that if a person should even poke through the illusion that they put forth on themselves, they would be seen as fake. So Bildad was fake. Bildad was being fake because he didn't even have the facts. He was just talking with spirit. He was just talking with fire. He talked so confident that a dummy would probably believe him. And this is why it's so important to seek knowledge of yourself and to research and to know what you're talking about. And you also have to pick your battles, because when you start to try to open up a person's past or a person's persona or a person's characteristics, be mindful. It's someone trying to pick you apart too. And a lot of times you give yourself, you actually stoke the fuel of the fire that was turned for you. So while you sitting there trying to light a match under other people, you have to be mindful that a match could be thrown up under you. Don't say I didn't tell you. So yeah, so that's what I got from that message, and it was great, and it basically told me the elements in which I needed to go under, because like I said, there are a lot of people out here that feel as though that they could write your story for you. And sometimes if they see you winning and they can't push you to where they need to push you at, they start to do other things to try to push you. But what the thing is, when you're so focused on navigating another person's life and trying to navigate a person's thoughts and another person's gifts and another person's walk, you forget your own walk. You forget your own purpose. You forget your own brand. You forget your own channel. You forget your own lane. Because when you veer in the mind, and I've already got the hug of the road, it's a little bit of car talk. When I've already got the hug of the road, when my tires, my suspension is great. I don't need any rotation. My traction is good. I'm not pulling to one side or the other. I cannot be moved. So I'm bowling through. And a lot of times, let's just liken it to something that some men and some silly women who are just materialistic, they gonna get with it. All right, let's go. All right, so imagine this big body Benz. All right, this big body Benz. She hugging the road. She hugging the road. God be the glory. She pearl white. She going. You can't let other cars touch her, because if you do, there's going to be a smudge. There's going to be a dent. There's going to be a divot. There's going to be an imperfection. All right. And this is what the insurance companies tell you about when they give you insurance. Insurance being God. All right. Let's go. Insurance being God. God gives you this insurance and he tells you, when I get you on this road, I told you where to go. You've got the GPS. The GPS is set. But sometimes you got a friend with you in the car group and they could only get an Altima. And sometimes you got a person in the car group, they could get a Benz like you, but it's only a 300. It's not a 5. And sometimes you might got somebody in your car group who got the latest big body Benz. See, you got the last big body Benz. You got a real nice one. Is you look good and you make it look good. And actually, you were the reason why they got the newest one. Follow me. You're the reason why they got the newest one. So then you go on the road. Hey, highway talk. Let's go on the road. And they see that you know how to drive that thing, right? They see you switching lanes. They see you know how your signals go. They see you know how to prep for 20 seconds, be down the road. They see you braking, baby. They see you riding smooth. And then you got the one with the Benz that's newer than yours. They only bought that Benz because the way you make it look. But the thing is, they really weren't checking for no Benz, but they seen you in it. But they see you in it and you look pretty good in it. So they said, all right, I'm going to ride up on it. But you good. You toot the horn. You hella happy for everybody. As long as ain't nobody in your car, you good. They say, well, I don't really like you having that car because it's too close to what I got. Fill me out. It's too close to what I got. So they ain't gonna mess up their stuff. Oh, no. I'm better than you. So why would I mess up my stuff? Well, I don't even want you to have your stuff. Check it out. Peep the move. Because I've been peeping it for years. They go tell somebody else with an Altima, maybe a Legend, maybe a little Lexus. Well, go on and race her. She can't really drive that car. Go on and race it. She can't really drive that car. And they know that you about the shit. You about the shits and giggles, but you still got purpose. And this is why it's very important for you to not to let peer pressure push you into ways. Because when you go into this race, it's you that you have to control. It's your foot pedal that you have to control. It's your insurance that you have to control because God gave you. Remember, your insurance is your insurance. Their insurance is their insurance. And for some stupid reason, they were able to influence somebody in their car with their own insurance to race you. And the idiot that believed and went with it thinks because that person have a better car that if they get in an accident, they actually do something that puts them in a situation that person with the best car is going to help them out of that situation. It's going to be a witness for them. But see, it's called leverage. It's called leverage because if you don't do what Big Ben say do, they may not like you. You may not be included in the group anymore. But here's the issue. The person in the original Big Body Benz don't care about none of that. They see the move. They see that I'm being egged on to race. I'm being egged on to play chicken. I'm glad you can laugh. I laugh at your face when I see it. Anyway, like I said, your daddy probably laughed when you was born too. Is he still there? Anyway, like I was saying, so you have to understand that when you decide to go with peer pressure, whether you're the good person, the operative person or not, sometimes you're being led by the illusion when you could have just went down the road and went where you was going by yourself, but you wanted to be a part of a clique. You wanted somebody else's validation. So now you racing Big Body Benz person who really ain't paying you no mind. And the fact that you don't know what's on their GPS, you don't know when they about to get off the exit. So the person with the better Benz got you racing Big Body Benz with your Altima. Altima's got pretty good engines, and if you are a good driver, you could swing that thing. You feel me? But the issue is only I know what's on my GPS because I'm the one that's in control of this vessel here. That person is in control of their vessel, even though they have ill intent, and they should be happy because they were able to get a better car as far as year was concerned, but they never felt better about it. Honestly, they only got it because of the attention, because they wasn't even studying getting no Benz before they saw how you looked in yours. So now Ultima's a crash dummy because they don't know exactly where you going. Y'all done passed exit 20, exit 21, exit 22, exit 24, 25. And y'all, you think they racing. You think we racing. Yeah, you think we racing. Maybe 18. We decided, y'all decided at exit 18. Between 16 and 18, and this is what y'all was gonna do. So, of course, you don't know what's on Benz's report. You don't know what the regular Benz got to do that day. You don't know that not only did their insurance just get lower because they've been driving good. You don't know that they've got a business meeting, so they really can't be in a huff of things. You don't know that they got the next exit. And you racing. You racing because somebody else bigged your head up and you thought that they was going to have your back. So peep this. Y'all already racing. You racing because you telling yourself you got to make me look bad for the call back there. You got to make me look bad for the call back there when really y'all should be satisfied that none of us are walking. Right? Cool. Let's go forward. So I see my exit. And because I'm such a good dang driver, And it's really in real life, it's really literal because I be popping. Look, that's why I stopped getting the car because this little wench, when I let my last time getting my car fixed, the girl tried to fight me because her man kept staring at me. And it was crazy because he looked like he stared at every woman like that. And he was honestly trying to do business. And I wasn't going to entertain him, so she really had no threat for me. She did all of that for nothing, and I hope she not part of the stalking crowd because I hear karma is really, really coming through swift. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So yeah, and that's when I had that white Challenger. Y'all, it's crazy. But yeah, I'm good on the streets, right? So everybody who know, I can really be all the way on the left lane, and I can definitely make that exit smooth. Nobody hit their brakes. Nobody do nothing. Like, I'm really a surgeon out here. But like I said, I know where I got to go. So this idiot sitting there bigging up this other person in this Ultima, boom, I bust my move. I'm exiting. I got my goals. I'm staying to my purpose. Problem is, now, big body Benz, they peeping everything. They watching because they fell back so they could see the race. Ultimate keep going. Ultimately, seeing me duck off my exit. But Ultima's so bad trying to prove that they crash out, and want to know how? Because they hit their brakes. When they saw me exit, they hit their brakes. You know what that does in full-on traffic on the highway when you're supposed to be staying in your lane and going your own speed and following your own GPS? Yeah, got smacked in the back. And guess what? Since that was the Ultimas are fiberglass and they really don't have much of a foundation, smack somebody in the front of them too. So now you sandwich. Guess what? Big body Benz roll right past your ass in traffic. Because they don't give a fuck about you either. So you be careful looking for outside validation. Because you the one that pay that insurance. You the one got them tolls. You the one got to go to the emergency room. You the one got to pay that insurance. You the one. So be careful when you actually jump on somebody's bandwagon and think you're doing something against somebody else. You don't know how protected that person is. You don't know if that person pray. You don't know what's on that person's GPS. And they don't know what's on yours. And it's unfortunate that a person that actually have more would use everybody else so that everybody else had less. But this is how it goes. And this is why you have to really pay attention to people who feel as though they're higher up and they could give you advice. Some people don't even want to see you get on a level with them. Be careful of your friend dynamics. Some people don't mind ruining a few lives. I mean, what's collateral damage? We do have the government. They show you every day. What's collateral damage? We do see Diddy. It's every day. What is collateral damage to a few people? As long as it ain't them. A lot of people are only just trying to survive another 5 minutes, 5 days, 5 years. Like, life is really cheap to some people. And I just want you to know that. Alex, say hi for the birthday. Come over here. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. This is my love. 8 years old, looks good on us. I love this little boy. I like the fact that he does not smell like dirt. He just smells like cookies. But you know, that'll be over in the summer. That'll be over in the summer. But definitely. So we've been watching cooking shows and we've been doing a little bit of measurements and math because I really think I think Alex is going to be a natural either scientist or cook or something because he's always watching how things work. He likes to watch the intricate stuff. So I think he gets that from me. So that's great. Yeah, I don't speculate about the rest, but I just love the positive stuff that I get out of it, honestly. Oops, excuse me. So let's get over to some tarot. Yep. How you doing? Okay, well, go have your coffee. Have a good morning. If you're bored, that's not my job. It's crazy because some people actually don't know what it takes to be you every day, so they just think it's easy. And it's crazy. I know some of your moms are not proud of the person that you turned out to be, and that's okay. So you gotta come here. You're gonna try to take it out on me. That's okay. I don't have to share snacks with you, so it's temporary. I can actually just turn the thing off. So do what you got to do. Thanks, Cam. Camo, Coma. I'm just, chilling and talking to the folks. Hopefully, this information like helps a person get where they need to go. Left a good job in the city, working for the man every night and day. But I never lost a minute of sleep, 'cause I was worried about the way that things might have been. Big wheels keep on turning, proud Barry keep on learning. 'Cause we're rolling, 'cause we're rolling, yeah. 'Cause we're rolling down the river. 'Cause we're rolling, 'cause we're rolling, yeah. 'Cause we're rolling down the river. The fact that you have a learning disability does not mean that I haven't given out information. And the fact that you cannot actually decipher the scenario in which I just detailed means that you were definitely in a no child left behind program. You definitely were. Bless your heart. You're so precious. Woo! I don't know when I developed this Betty Rubble laugh, but it tickles me when I hear it, because it's like, when did I start doing that? I used to laugh like Woody Woodpecker sometimes. I don't even know where that would come from. So, industry bullcrap. I don't know why it keeps coming through. So, there's a celebrity or somebody who thinks they're a celebrity. They're not that great. And this is my channel. Duh. I don't have to shut up. What are you here for? You sound dumb. And you got to pay attention to when people are trying to come at you and come at your process. You gotta be mindful when people are coming at your process, because you gotta realize some people are only coming at your process because they can't process their own. And most bullies are people that have a lower IQ, and the action of bullying actually lowers their IQ, because now they've attached their existence to insults and scarcity tactics. Now, if those insults and scarcity tactics no longer work, what is your existence then? You have to pivot. You have to go back to the drawing board, because now your existence is null and nilch. So what is the other which other way are you gonna come? I mean, I can send you back either way. I can send you back. It's okay, I can send you back. You're talking to a real 80s baby, and I love it. Like, I can send you packing soft. I can send you packing hard. I can send you smack you with a piece of lard. I can smack you. What's up? All right, water signs. I need to see what the devil you guys are going up to, because look, if there's no sign that has given me like the EBGBs at this point, it has been cancers. I don't know all cancers, but I know the cancers that I've met, they've given me the heebie-jeebies. They're always on some sort of power trip, and they use anything, and I mean usually anything, to garner, like they'll be like, my hamster died, can I get some coochie? my mama died, Can we fuck on her coffin? My mama died. Can I do that? And I'd be laughing because I'm like, dude, did you kill them for this excuse? And I mean, I don't mean to get flagged, right? But you have to understand, like, some people use anything to get their way. Like, somebody out there has had a grandmother that they've killed off like maybe 20 times, and that grandmother is the one that they call every time they get locked up. Like, this woman never died. You've been literally facilitating a liar the whole time because you never Googled to find out. Hey, seems like every time we get into this argument, or you don't have this, or this happens, your grandmother dies, or your uncle passed away, or like somebody ran over your foot. Like, every time I call you out on some bull crap, something happens. You've killed off your whole family, and now your body parts are falling apart, even though you still happen to make it to the casino every Friday night. I don't understand. And most cases in where a person is saying that they have cancer, honestly, it's because they've lived kind of a tumultuous life, and it's the cancer trying to get them to expose their secrets. um I feel like, and I know there are like kids that got cancer and everything, and they don't even know. It's like, I really feel like cancer is a really karmatic disease. I feel like it's a horrible thing. It's a lot of times they blame it in carcinogens and mesothelioma, and the stuff in the ceiling and things of that nature. And that might be, a chemical infecting that was the catalyst to it. But a lot of times I think it's because of the inside rot of so many bad deeds and so many bad thoughts, and so much frustration and so much resentment being built up and not released. It's awful. It's awful. And the generational curses is just nothing but karma built up from one generation to the next. And a lot of times we don't know that these elders and some people, even unintentionally, they karmic law. Some people know karmic law. You need to look that up. I'm not going to tell you. Karmic law. So a lot of times people are really trying to bypass karmic law, and this is how they've been doing it for years and centuries and things of that nature. I'm not going to go too much into that right now, but yeah, be very mindful. But yeah, with this water sign, there's like maybe more than one cancer, and they're being helped out by other water signs, and they're also being facilitated by a few air signs and things of that nature. There's an Aquarius and there's a Gemini, that there's a south node Aquarius and Gemini that's attacking north nodes. And it's a lot of that going on. It's a collective message. It's a lot of that going on. But it's a lot of messiness going on. And the things that matter is there are a lot of people going to jail. I'll say it that way. There are a lot of people going to jail. And what's on their papers isn't the half of what they've actually done in life. It's only what they got caught for. Because if you were to actually know exactly what they've been doing in life that built up to the point where they felt as though that they could actually perform a crime. Yeah. So I was watching this thing last night. And it was a shout out to Astro Dior. He like gives out some great stories and everything. And they were talking about a dude named Wash. He ended up being a Caucasian Muslim. And I've seen everybody represented in just about every group. I've seen Black, Jewish, and I've seen even though Black is Jewish, but we're not gonna get into that. But yeah, and I've seen, white Muslims. I've seen, all sorts of things, right? But this situation that was described was different. They said that the guy, he went into jail, and he was quiet. And you see, he kept trying to join different groups, different organizations. He couldn't join the Bloods. He couldn't join the Crips. He couldn't join he couldn't even join the Ghost. He couldn't even join the Caucasian group. But he saw that Muslims, they try to embrace all brothers, you know. So he went in, he did the necessary requirements to enter the group, and basically they embraced him, you know, washed him of his color and gave him and put him, and he was able to put on the brotherhood, right? And that's another issue I have a problem with is when you make it. A lot of the times, these people are not joining the religion; they are joining the group. And a lot of times when a person needs a group to hide with, or like you guys do in the comments, you need groups. You need like somebody to alley oop you because you'd never make that jump shot by yourself. You're not a dunker. You're not a Jordan. You're not a Jordan. Anyway, so like I was saying, like you need an alley oop, right? So a lot of you guys need assistance. We're not even gonna go into that because my mind just went somewhere else. Anyway, so yeah. So he started trying to get recruited into these groups because, you know, it seemed like he was a bit scared. And a lot of times that's what a person enters a group for, is either because they want support or, so they want, family. They want a sense of family, or, they scared to be by themselves. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. I mean, because you're really in jail to be by yourself, I thought. So you go in there and he basically joins the Muslims, and for the most part things are going good. He's doing the 5 prayers. He's doing everything that he's supposed to do. So another inmate in there is watching him, and this inmate is actually Caucasian, but he stands alone. He's not a part of any group. He stays to himself. He's doing his time. He has a few friends. He has people that are loyal to him, but in all, he's not a part of any sector. So this guy, he's, keeping with the group and all. So they say this other guy comes in and he's Muslim too. But the thing is, he's coming from another tier, another dorm or whatever. And they see him and the guy, the other Muslim guy at the table talking. And the guy that's talking to him is just talking to him with his mouth covered. Nobody sees what the big guy's talking to the new Muslim. Let's just say new Muslim, because I don't want to keep saying white, because I feel different about it. So the new Muslim and the big Muslim. So he, and after that, everybody starts to notice every time commissary comes up, the big dude goes to commissary with the new Muslim. And what they see is the new Muslim is giving majority of his commissary to the big Muslim. And he's not doing it in a covert way. He's actually doing it at the commissary line. Like, he's not waiting until he gets back to his room or his dormitory, and he's not doing that. He's doing it like right there so that people can see, which to me is a humiliation ritual. It's a humiliation ritual when a person forces you in a situation, put your back behind, against the wall, and makes you look crazy in front of everybody, despite the circumstances. Don't know the circumstances, right? So he's chopping them, right? Page of Cups, new perspective. Oh, somebody's a damn thief. Don't steal my shit. You better steal your friends. Anyway, so we got creative opportunities, intuitive messages. Hey, hi, good morning. Curiosity, possibility, happy, sunrise, dreamer, sensitivity, new love. Then we've got this 7 that just came out. That is betrayal, deception, getting away with something, acting strategically, trickery. It's one of you a-holes in this chat. Oh, so cute and cheeky. I cracked myself up. So, new Muslim is getting chumped by big Muslim, right? So, everybody sees this, and what's crazy is the people in the Brotherhood, they are looking. The people in the Brotherhood are noticing that, but they don't say anything because a man's business is a man's business, right? Right? I agree. A man's business is a man's business until it becomes my business and it comes infringing in my business. Stick with me because we're going to get to that. Let me draw another card. Another page is a page of cups. We've got the page of cups. Now we've got the page of wands. What's going on? Inspiration, ideas, discovery, limitless potential, free spirit, exploration, excitement, freedom. Oh, so somebody wants to steal somebody's inspiration, excitement, and freedom. And we have an oppressor here. Is there someone who actually does crime and then turns around and calls the police and tells exactly what that person's life placing is? Do we have a double agent in the group? Because I know we have a double agent in the group. Let me stop before I traumatize somebody that been to court way too many times. What a maroon. Anyway, like I was saying, so the Brotherhood start to notice that new Muslim is getting janked by big Muslim, but nobody said nothing. So this goes on for about a month. They noticing that big dude's portion is like 60. The other dude's portion is like 40. But as time goes on, dude is getting 90 and new Muslim is only keeping 10 of his thing. So it goes on for about a month. Things happen. And eventually something happened with a dormitory has to change. And big dude gets moved out because I guess they had to make room or something. So new Muslim takes this opportunity to try to keep some of his stuff. Not a good decision because a bad person is a bad person, whether they're supposed to be for good or not. He's supposed to be a brother, but because this brother is able to leverage information, I didn't get to that part yet. He's able to chump this dude. Remember the conversation in the cafeteria with the yeah, right? So, yeah. So eventually everybody kind of put two and two together and they're like, dude must have something on him for him to be chumping him so bad. So this is when people really decide they really want to start inquiring as to what the hell is going on, whether they're seeing, because the Brotherhood can't really keep letting this go on because it looks bad in the Brotherhood for one brother to go against another brother. So they about to do something, but keep in mind, other eyes are looking and other eyes want to know. Yeah, go find my child support too, because I ain't getting none. I got to support my child on my own. Not saying that it's been hard, but it would be nice to have his father at least do something besides stalk me in my daggone chats and on Instagram and stuff. Like, that is so weird. Anyway, like I was saying, so here's the thing. New Muslim starts shocking on the payments, and this actually reads a lot like my book. If you get my book Inside Gossip, I promise you will not be disappointed. But yeah, this reads a lot like my book as far as like shirking off the payments. So he started shirking off the payments. So big dude, you know, he's respectful. The ladies at the little hub at the end, they see him. He don't usually cause any problems, and they know that he's part of the Brotherhood that's in this dorm. So she lets him in. She lets him in. He comes to the dorm. He goes to New Muslim's cell. New Muslim isn't in there. Don't know where he is. Probably in the shower or whatever. Big Muslim come in there and takes everything out of his cell. Of course, this is a move that's definitely going to make somebody inquire. Because, not only are you being chucked in commissary, you're just being hoarded straight out. Like, your house has been robbed in front of everybody. Like, this is a cell, but if you live there, your house has been robbed. So here it goes. So of course the Brotherhood sees this. They cannot associate with a person this weak. They gotta find out why this man is accepting this type of treatment. So they do a meeting and they pull them two to the side and they all go in the yard, and he says, this man owes me certain da, and yo got crazy charges. So not going into detail, he just say yo got crazy charges. And New Muslim like, no, cool, chill. I'll pay him. Don't worry about it. I'll pay him. But the thing about it is, some time went by and you didn't pay this dude for some time because you thought, he was out of your hair. But come to find out, tensions is rising because leverage is leverage. He ain't gonna forget that debt. He in there doing some time, so he want what's his because y'all had that talk. So unless you're willing to let the Brotherhood see what's going on, I'm the one keeping you safe right now because I know. Well, come to find out, they did time together back when New Muslim wasn't a Muslim at all. And turns out New Muslim was kind of wild. New Muslim was part of gangs, he was part of sets, and he did a few things before he got in. And turns out his charges are really wild. Something that you don't want the Brotherhood to find out. So they go back to conversating on the yard, and everything is they getting it together, and the Brotherhood tells them, look, either y'all figure this out or we're gonna have to do something, because we can't have brother going against brother in here. This is not what this is about. We're supposed to be uplifting and looking out for people. And they're right. The elders were right for stepping in and saying that. But the problem is, New Muslim was too quiet. New Muslim was taking a lot of L's for no reason. And sometimes you got to figure out what is the leverage, because sometimes the truth shall set you free. Right? Yeah. So they take a walk, right? And he says, all right, well, this is the deal. You gonna give me everything. Everything. Right? So they figuring it out and all that. And this arrangement works for about another, I guess, into the next commissary. But by then, one of the other inmates, somebody that's not in the Brotherhood, he done put in a phone call, because he like, man, I don't like this. Because what you don't see is you don't have to be a part of the Brotherhood. You don't have to be a part of anything for a good person or for a curious person to want to look into things. Because honestly, if I were a person and I had to see that, I would be curious too. Like, why are you taking all this punishment? To what degree? Why? So, of course, somebody inquired. And let's just say that person found out some stuff. And they brought it to the forefront. So, the next commissary came. And the humiliation ritual commenced. All right, so we've got a Cancer. We've got an Aquarius. We've got a Gemini. I told you it was them. Cancer, Aquarius, Gemini. Now we've got the Ace of Cups. We've got the King of Swords, head over heart, discipline, truthful, honest, mental clarity, authority. Ain't no sipping over here because you can't afford to do it. So the person whose inspiration, ideas, discovery, and potential that a person is trying to steal, they're actually having to stay clear and stay sucker free, because they have an offer of love coming. They have an offer of compassion. They have a new business idea, a new proposal. There's a new connection. There's a new contract coming, and they have to protect it, because there is someone on the board who wants to steal. It's this person. This is what they're trying to protect. This is the offer. This is the abundance. This is the contract. This is the person who is in masculine energy, choosing to stay mentally clarity and stay sucker free, because sometimes you can't be in your feminine when you got a bunch of suckers coming at you, and they don't know how to be real people. They don't know how to keep it real. They don't know how to keep it street for real. They'll never survive. What Juvenile say? He gone. Now he gone. Yeah. So yeah, as I was saying in my story. So the next commissary, they sitting in and the inmate that's not in the Brotherhood, he got something to say. He not gonna tell it all, but he going put some of the business out there, not the details, because the details don't come out till the end. All right, so the humiliation ritual's going on. The Brotherhood sitting there watching this stuff go on again. They not about to let it happen again. And then the other inmate come in. He called everybody attention, because he tired of it, and it's kind of disgusting to keep seeing this happening, because if you let it happen to somebody else, it can happen to you. And a lot of times you just need to bring awareness. So he go in, he whispered to somebody else. He whispered to the guy that's basically, the lead of the Muslims, or the one who's orchestrating this certain sector. He tell him, look, dude is a chomo. I just found out what chomo was last night. Apparently, it's a child mo. It's a Chester, right? So, he's in the Brotherhood, and the Brotherhood does not know nothing about this, but the big Muslim knows about this. And actually, it's probably not even the worst, because the big Muslim, He back up off of him. After he take his commissary one last time, and then that information comes out to the elders, he don't need to say no more. He going back to his door. He don't say no more. So the next morning, the immediate next morning, the inmate who was telling this particular story, he see dude not go to none of the prayers that day. He see dude sitting in chow by himself. He no longer has a kufi on. It comes down the line that not only did they beat him up, knock him in his head, give him that 5-finger punch, they stripped him of his kufi. They took his prayer rug. They took all his items out of there. He's no longer covered by the brotherhood. Denounced. So he's sitting by himself, chow line, looking like he done got plucked. When really he did. His feathers got plucked. No more dressing for you. No more cosplay for you. So the inmate look at him. He like, Dad, what's going on with you? He don't say nothing. He ain't really trying to say nothing. He's still quiet. He still ain't saying nothing. So everybody trying to figure out why he not telling. Because at this point, they beating him. They treating him real bad because they want him to reveal himself. But it obviously must be real bad because he not saying nothing. He taking these beatings. He taking it to the chin. He is taking these L's. Nobody is, look, he not saying nothing. He not telling who put them hands on him. He not telling who took that stuff. And it's a reason he can't tell because he don't want the details to come out. So, dude, at this point, he's kind of getting desperate because the beating's getting worse. He can't keep nothing. He's not getting no commissary. He losing weight. Nobody mess with him. Now, he can't even go with his cell because his cellie is of the brotherhood. And the cellie said, you can't be in here no more. You got to look for another cell. And he got to take it because I guess these are the laws of the land in there. I don't know why you guys like going in there because this shit sounds horrible. But yeah. So he eventually he come up with an idea. This dude actually sets himself on fire. He finds some baby oil and a little wick or whatever, and he sets himself on fire. Now everybody sees this and they assuming that he trying to get to the infirmary. He trying to get up out there. And they say everybody woke up in the middle of the night. They heard blood curdling screams, and a lot of them knew, people be screaming in there, but this was a different scream. They look out, they go to the door, they see outside, and they see him running down the tier on fire. Then they see him just lay there, pass out, trying to roll around on fire. The people in the hub, the COs or whatever, they look. So they call an emergency. He gets to seize an opportunity, see the shower open. Before they can get out there and get to him, he pours more baby oil on himself, which actually makes the flame stoke more, and try running in the shower thinking it's going to put him out. Well, it's the thing about oil and water. Oil and water don't mix. That's for the stupidest to the smartest. They've been saying it since Sesame Street. Oil and water do not mix. So after not being able to put himself out and basically charring himself, they take him to the infirmary. And about a week after he's been in the infirmary, they start calling off some of the brothers in the Muslim hood, some of the Muslim brothers in the brotherhood, and they caught him off. So this lets you know that he didn't snitch. He didn't started snitching. He feels safe enough where he is to start snitching, right? So maybe about a couple months passed by. He all bandaged up. He real bandaged up, and people still talking about it, but they ain't, nobody really found out what it was, but people still talking about it. So one day, this guy who worked in the prison, he's serving time, so he work in the prison, he on work, so he go out there, he happened to pass by the infirmary, and he go in there, and he like, dude, I'm sorry that happened to you, whatever, being nosy for real. He really wasn't in there to, like, big up, yo. He really was just being nosy. He went in there and said, dude, yo, you took a lot. What's going on, honey? What the matter? What's the matter? What's wrong? What you need? You need something? Give me a second, because I like when he whines like this. What's the matter? You need something? What you need? What you need? What happened? You just want me? You just want me? Oh. What happened? What happened, honey? You want something? I'm sorry you don't feel well. What happened? You better now? Ew. Ew. Hey, better now? Let me share. Better? You want an orange? Want an orange? It's good? Just put it in here. Here. Oh, I know. I'll get it in a minute. Pardon me, I had to go and see what was going on with Mr. Alex, because sometimes he has his emotions and I have to let him process them. When I do everything that I can, I have to step away and let him finish. And apparently he's okay. He just wants my attention sometimes. So yeah, let me wrap this up so that I can go back. So, and I got one last card to draw too. So he goes in and he's being nosy, and he's like, he leans over to New Muslim and he's like, could it have been that bad? What was it? So New Muslim, still in there, still panicking. He like, you know what? New Muslim in his mind, he like, I'm still in here. I'm still in here. So guess what? He shirked dude off. That wasn't even trying to, that wasn't, he shirked dude off. Dude just was being nosy anyway, but he shirked dude off. He didn't tell him. So that prompted everything to go a little bit. He went to go find the source. He wanted to find the source. So the dude came back from work. He didn't find the source. He goes to Big Muslim's. He goes to Big Muslim cell. And I'm gonna pull this last card before I finish this story. Right. I didn't know that's what was going on until last night. You want to sit with me? Oh, you want me to take the orange peels? We're eating oranges, mandarin oranges. I didn't know that they were a hybrid now. But yeah. Alex, here you go, baby. Here, take this napkin, honey. He is really emotional right now. I pray that people stop trying to attack emotions and stuff of the collective, because that's definitely out of the blue. God bless all animals, fools, and babies. Anyway, so yeah, so Capricorn energy just entered. So now we just got grounded. Somebody just got grounded. All right, nurturing, practical, providing financially, a working parent. What does this represent? I know I'm working. Are you? All right, so the conclusion of this is, so they go to big Muslims cell, and they want to find out what really happened, because at this point this man is a mummy. He has mummified himself. He is to the point where there is no longer any quality of life. What could you have done that was so bad that you ended up like this? Well, here's the thing. The reason why New Muslim took all that abuse was because the charges never went into detail. Chomo, yeah, he did that. He was a child predator. But what they didn't tell you was it was his sister that he attacked. And to cover up the attack, he doused her in gasoline and lit a fire that consumed both the body and the house. His sister was 11 years old, young, promising, but the problem is his lack of actual self-discipline or whatever was in his mind made him attack his own, not a stranger, not an ex-worker, not a girlfriend, not a classmate, not a co-worker, not a random, someone that she trusted. He essayed his 11-year-old sister, doused her in gasoline, set her on fire, and burnt the house to try to cover it up. And we wonder what karma does. He's mummified now. Hope this helps. And yeah, whoever's doing this weird stuff, trying to mess up somebody else's destiny, you're going to mess up your own if you haven't already. And nobody's going to feel sorry for you because let's just say it's old and it's washed up to be so divisive to that point. Just know that when you're bold enough to mess up someone else's life, someone's coming to jack you up too.